from the hospital. How are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing good.
First of all, the form, I've got Mala signed up for that you gave me last meeting. Do I send this in? Or
We'll
is
give it
that
to
something that
DJ.
you send
Yeah,
in?
we'll give it.
And the signature, does that come from you guys or is that mine? I wasn't sure.
Yours, I believe.
Chairperson, County Board of Health.
You're the chairperson.
That'd be me.
Okay. So there, we got that.
You want to appoint somebody this close to election?
Doesn't affect me, buddy.
Alrighty, well, it's been a rough few weeks here, but doing well. We've still got positive cases in the hospital. We still have positive cases in our staff, so they're on quarantine. Several of our staff still, but we feel like we're doing pretty well handling everything. We have everything basically on lockdown, and we're allowing a support member in with a patient, but as far as visitation, that is pretty much out, and we're going on a case-by-case basis, basically reviewing each individual case and seeing if we feel like that person needs to have a family member come in, that type of stuff. Supplies, we're doing well with supplies, haven't had any issues with that. We had 2 ventilators. We purchased a new one earlier this summer. We had one, and we went ahead and purchased a second one. And our old one we ended up having both of them in use at the same time, and our old one quit on us. It totally failed. And so we have ordered 2 new ventilators. Fortunately, that patient that was using that old ventilator did well. We put them on high flow O2, and they responded to that well and did okay. But we have ordered 2 new vents and hopefully have those in soon. And then we've also got the emergency with Ryan, emergency preparedness. We can get emergency vents if we need them, and we haven't had to go that route as of yet. Hopefully we won't have to, but we also have that option if we need to. But we felt like we needed to own at least 2 or 3 ventilators ourselves.
Well, I think so. I think that's appropriate.
Yeah.
Are we able to take care of the cases
So
so
far we have shipped a couple. We shipped one to Denver. That one is, I think, being released, coming back today, I believe. But they have done okay. But we have been able to manage most of it ourselves, which is what I prefer to do.
That's what I'd prefer too, if we
yeah.
can do it.
I don't want to just be shipping people out. I'd rather manage them in-house, and it's going to be the same other than an ICU setting. If they require an ICU setting, they get critical enough to require ICU, then we're looking at that. But otherwise, it's going to be the same treatment here, and we can provide it as we would at a higher level of care somewhere else. So I prefer to do it here where they're at home and able, if things don't go well, their family can at least come in and see them. And we review that case by case. But
yeah, we've all heard and read horror stories about people dying alone.
Yeah, and that is not what's gonna, if at all possible, we're gonna make sure they're able to, if that happens, they're gonna have somebody by their side.
I appreciate that.
So, I don't wanna send them off somewhere where they're away from home, away from family, and go through something like that alone. That's, if it's gonna happen, I'd rather it be here. County Health is doing well. Mila has got us caught up. They're working really hard with the schools, and of course our contact tracing. She has hired another RN in there on a part-time basis. So we've got Tiffany part-time now and another RN part-time. So we have some good people in there that I feel like are running hard with this. They're really taking it by the horns and really seem to be doing a good job.
How'd your drive-by flu vaccine?
They are going really well. This last one Tiffany did at the church parking lot, I think they had like 64 vaccinations done on it. The one previous was very similar. She actually ran out. And then yesterday they went out to one of the implement places and did vaccines out there. So we're getting good response from flu vaccines. So that's working well.
And they're coming here the 22nd to anybody.
The 22nd here.
For the employees, pretty much? I had mine, I went to the church parking lot the other night.
So that has worked well and got a good response from that.
Good, well, it was quick too. Like I say, I participated. We was there no more than 5 minutes.
Good. And I'm really proud of them guys. They're doing a great job in there. And they've got their hands full, but they're doing a great job with it. So, providers, our new PA is in town now. He's got moved. I think he's still got some more moving to do, but he is here. He will start in a little over a week. It will be his first day. And so looking forward to getting him on board. And then our new doctor, I think he's moving this week here. He rented a house and he was having difficulty buying from such a distance. So he decided I'll rent a place, get here, and then they'll take their time to try to find a place to buy. So, but I think he's moving this week, and his start date is November 4th.
Well, good, I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, and the timing couldn't be better for them to get here. So,
Good. Well, that ought to be a big shot in the arm for...
Yes, that will help tremendously. Yeah. And that's about all I've got for you, unless you've got questions for me.
I have one. On the COVID testing, how long is that taking us?
The COVID testing, the rapid screens, they're quick, 10-15 minutes. But then if it's a send out, then I think our turnaround time is about 48 hours for a send out. We've got a pretty good turnaround time. It was quick. We had gotten it down quicker than that. They're going to North Platte for that. But then North Platte, their lab went down. They had some sort of, I don't know if it was internet or if it was electrical, something went down, and so they were down for a couple of days, and they're just now going good again and making sure everything's working properly. But it may be a little bit longer for that turnaround time. We were purchasing our own equipment for that, and we're still waiting on the vendor on where it's like, I don't know if they are short on that type of equipment or what. They're not telling us, but we're having a hard time getting them to send us a quote on this piece of equipment that we need to do our own in-house testing for that.
So we do have one of those machines that...
We have 3 of the rapid
Why
test.
don't
So,
we do them all rapid then?
We do, most of them, but if the rapid comes back as a false and the patient has really true symptoms and we think it's a positive, then we have to
Send them.
send it out for the RPR testing. And so,
So any positive you're receiving on your rapid test is then sent on for
Yeah.
further testing?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, if that rapid comes back as a positive, we don't do any further testing. But if it comes back as a negative and they have symptoms that we really feel strongly that that might be a false positive, then we send it on. But Brooke was checking in again yesterday, talked to her again yesterday about that, and she said she had got a hold of our rep, and so our rep was getting a hold of the vendor and trying to push from their side to get us a quote on that. So hopefully we'll have a quote at least by the end of the week. That's what I'm pushing for.
Okay.
Thank you. That's all I have.
But,
I said thank you. That's all I wanted to know about.
okay. Anything else?
I don't think so, Rance. Thank you so
All right.
much.
Thank you, guys.
I don't think your flu testing went very good in my family. Two flu shots, it didn't go very good in my family. Those little boys didn't want to get in their car and go through there.
They weren't impressed with that drive-through flu, huh?
We went to my house and compared Band-Aids. Everybody had a different Band-Aid on.
I think they were crawling in the back of the vehicle when that first. Who's first?
That's funny. Yeah, I can see that wasn't their deal. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you.
They were out of, I was talking to them, they were on their way. And Miles says, I'm not going. He wasn't going to get in that vehicle.
What's the Elmer want?
Something to do with script money? I don't know.
Did anybody else? I just kind of glanced through, but the article in the paper about the school and their plan on separating out students have been exposed. How's that work? Anybody know?
They have the old wrestling room that they're using.
Basically, it's modified quarantine, is what they're calling it.
So
They're basically quarantined in the school,
Good morning, Elmer.
but away from everybody else.
That's just for those who've been exposed.
Asymptomatic.
Oh, they
is
can be
what it's-
positive though and still go. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's for asymptomatic.
I didn't understand that fully.
It's part of what I read. I don't take my word for all that, but you know, it's in the papers.
Well, good morning, Elmer.
Good morning.
What do you have for us this morning?
Well, I just want to throw an idea at you and get your thoughts on it.
Okay.
I've been concerned about script money in the community. Years ago, they did that. I think Chamber of Commerce had it. And you're aware of what it is, aren't you?
Sure.
It's money that could be spent local. I'm concerned about money going. People go to Walmart. I don't go to Walmart. If you see me there, I'm buying something for somebody else. But of keeping our money here in our community. And I just keep wondering about a Cheyenne County script money available. Encourage people to do that. And I know I would if I had it was available. Because if I give a gift to somebody,
Well,
instead of giving it to
we used to give script money to employees every year. Did we not do it last year?
They quit.
And quit, the Chambers quit it, and they,
Well, I can't remember who was actually doing it. It was through the First National, and they just got tired
I think-
of it. I mean, it's a process.
I'm not sure we're the ones you should be asking that question to. We're not.
Oh, yeah, well, I know you guys represent the county, and whether it's a good
Yeah.
if it's not a good idea, I'm gonna forget it.
I see
But,
no reason why it's not a good idea. It sounds,
But
I mean, it's a good benefit for everybody. It's a win-win.
Yeah, right, distinct. And I didn't know you get some input. I'd like to hear your input from now on. If you hear something, ask people, you know, whether the businesses, whether most of them would participate. I assume they would, you know. I guess me, I bought a, yeah, they have everybody's got gift certificates anymore, but that's just to one place.
Right.
And to me, if it's script money, they could use it here in Bird City at the grocery store. They use
Yeah.
it True Value. Could be more flexible and be used here. And if we had it set up where I don't know how people operate with it. Whether if you
Well-
gave them a $50 gift certificate, they go buy a few dollars worth of something, and get the cash and go to Walmart and spend the rest of it. I don't know. You know, the idea is we'd spend it right here in town, so we get the tax money off of it. and
Sure.
the
What
whole
is it, you
shebang.
buy like a coupon?
Yeah, I think it'd be just like a check maybe, or something like you would just like cash. you
Script
know.
money is what it's called. It's just a piece of paper with a denomination
These
on
were
it.
actual checks.
Were they checks?
Yeah, because you had to sign the back. We used to do it for Christmas bonus, and you'd have to send in how much you're doing, and everybody's name would have to be printed on so many checks. And I think it got costly and time consuming is the reason why.
Well,
they
time
stopped
consuming
doing
as much
it.
as anything probably. Nobody wanted to spend the time doing it. I know, but the chamber used to do it, and of course that was part of what they did, I think.
Yeah, and I can't remember who was doing it last. I know we would call Carla at First National Bank was the last person that we, and I don't know who was, or whether they were doing it. I don't know. You'd have to talk to her.
I think it was all done through the chamber.
But I think maybe, like you're saying, I think, because I
Yeah, the chamber
visited
was
with
all
Carly a little
before
bit,
that.
because they did it, I think they were, now they're doing it because Harold had, that contest they have with the Harvest Day, and I think the co-op did it with the first load, with the first load, they gave script money to the winners, I think it was. I remember in the paper, it said they were using script money to the winners of whoever won the first load of wheat into
So is
town.
the Chamber of Commerce basically dissolved?
They haven't had one for several years now. That would dissolve theirs too. It's interesting. The businesses, I guess, felt they weren't getting their money's worth out of a
I think they're
chamber.
redoing it. No, that's the chamber. I don't think it's
That's
something else.
economic development over in Rollins.
I'm sorry, we can't be more help to you.
No,
on
that's-
that.
no, I
mean,
don't.
You brought
I-
up a pretty good
I just-
point,
I
and-
did.
and that we're not opposed to it by any means, because I think it was a good program. It's good for the employees, it's good for the community.
Well, think about it, just let me know about,
Maybe the
I'll work on it. If it-
Economic development ought to be involved in it somehow.
Maybe.
It'd be good for the entire county.
so.
We'll start asking some questions.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Have a good
Thank you.
day.
Helen Dobbs have anything to do with that at all?
I bet it does take a lot of paperwork.
You'd think there'd be a simpler way.
So you probably went to like Carla and give her, say $100, and she wrote $100 worth of checks.
Right. We would send her a list of the employees and how much for each employee, then she would issue the checks and give them back to, and we'd send them a check.
And then they'd sign the check, and it was good.
It's basically like a check.
Then whatever business took it to the bank, and the bank gave them money.
I guess I'd forgotten we didn't do that last year.
I think we have it last
We haven't
2
for a
years.
while.
I know we did the first couple of years, because we did like $50 for a part-time, 100 for full-time, and then we bumped it one year
But it also has come into play that how we were doing it was illegal
Yeah, that changes things.
because there's no taxes being taken out of it. So now we're just paying them through the paycheck where everything comes out. Deductions come out.
Oh, that's right. I do remember that now. We're still giving bonuses
We're
to
still
the employees,
yeah.
but we're just running it through the payroll. That way
Payroll.
it's taxed and I do remember that now.
You have to take a break.
Sure, let's take a break for a few minutes.